Hey Cancer, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. I'm on vacation, but it's cold and windy, so I'm not on the beach. Wow, right? So I'm going to do your weekend reads now. It's a little windy, and you might hear some road stuff, but you know what? I will take it, alright? So we have 7 of air, and 9 of fire. And we're talking about a weekend, just mind you. Alright, Cancer. Then we have 2 of air. And we have the Ace of Earth. 7 of air, people are always like, oh, that's deception, it's blah, 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 blah. But with the 9 of fire, I feel like you've kind of taken yourself out of the loop of any kind of BS anyway. So it's almost, I'm not going to say inconsequential, but you're not buying into it. You're not buying what's being sold, but then that also leaves you at a point of, well, okay, 2 of air, well, which way am I going here? You know, because it could be something potentially that you were ignoring, that you're like, well, if I just don't pay attention to it, maybe it'll go away. You know, like if there's a monster under the bed, just put your feet under the covers and stay covered up, and then they can't get you, right? Like that's how that works. I feel like you're maybe starting to see like, okay, well, can't do that. We need to decide something. And then the Ace of Earth is a really nice, like, you know, coming out of that. If you've been in a funk or you've been unclear about something, that goes away. I'm going to clarify the 2 of air just to make sure. But you've definitely taken yourself out of whatever loop this is or something that was bugging you. 4 of earth. There could still be an element of like you didn't want to have to let go of this. But conversely, it could also be this is mine, that is yours. Mine, yours. You stay in your lane, I stay in my lane. Everybody, you know, stays in the lane and you don't have right of way. How about that? So, clarifying that, the world. Yeah, I feel like you're taking your toys and going home on something where you're like, no, this is not it. Because if you're closing out a cycle, you have the Ace of Earth here. That is like way better, right? So how many is that? That's 2. Acceptable. So we have 3 of earth and patience. So that's temperance. And with 3 of earth, you know, there is a collaborative aspect to the 3 of earth. There's also being able to work on stuff and being kind of focused. I think with the temperance card being there, you're hitting your stride a little more balanced, a little more aware of things, you know, not that you got played before, but you're also just, you know, with the 2 of air, you can have that element of ignoring something, you know, but now it's like your eyes wide open, you're moving forward, and the patience, it's like you're bringing a very calm and tempered attitude towards it, when potentially back here it was a little more defensive. People might even wanted to have called you the B word, you know, like, wow, like Cancer's really being a B, and you're like, well, have you seen what I dealt with here? But it's like it's all wrapped up, it's like clean slate time. And I'm really digging that. So now let's go into the Oracle, which is the metal. Recognition and handshake. Something's meeting in the middle. I feel like you're coming together on something, and it's like recognition, etc. Here's the birds. Let me clarify the birds, figure out which way it's going, but the tree, whatever kind of communication that's coming in, you know, because the birds can be, you know, internet communication, texts and emails and all that stuff. But whatever it is, it's for the better good, because there's the tree, which is stability, longevity, you know, health, all those kinds of things that contribute. What is the handshake about? The shepherd. I'm going to throw this out there. If there's some kind of, if it's not a real person, but you just feel like a sense of guidance that maybe wasn't there before, either someone is helping you or you feel like a little more direction than you did before. Yeah, because the shepherd protects. I usually don't get the protective element, but I feel like something's being kind of pulled together. And there is happiness there. So what is the... Yeah, the key is kind of, you know, listening to, it sounds so lame, but, you know, listening to your heart, what you want, where do you want to go, etc. And I feel like that's coming in. Look for help in places that you might not expect, for things to just kind of start crossing your path where you're like, wait, what? Give me 1 on the metal, and then I think we pretty much got it. Or 3, whatever. Yeah, so there's something that kind of lights your butt on fire here, but like I said, here's the faith, the short-term Wheel of Fortune card, the clover, which is kind of like luck and stuff lining up. There is an element of diligence that you need to apply to things, or if there's any kind of pettiness, it'll kind of burn off, you know. But there is something that kind of ignites you or sparks you that brings you joy, that kind of just pushes you in a new direction. So, like I said, keep your eyes peeled, and I'll talk to you later.